What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I have some good news to share with you guys when it comes to the debt ceiling. It looks like they are very close to a deal. We're going to talk a little bit about this. Reuters just put this article out, so we're going to take a look at it, and then we'll also look at how far apart they are when it comes to the cuts. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Now, yesterday I posted a video, and you want to check that video out because we have a new bill that was, it hasn't been introduced in the House yet, but they announced it yesterday. So if you guys are currently receiving Social Security, you definitely want to take a look at this video because it will go into more detail as far as this new bill that they are trying to get introduced in the House. Okay, let's go ahead. I want to go right over to this article here, and this is Reuters. Just put this out. Biden, McCarthy appear near to a deal on U.S. debt limit as default looms. So that is the headline there. Very important for us to focus on this whole debt ceiling thing. We've been talking about this for a little time now. So it looks like they could potentially have a deal as soon as Friday. Okay, so as soon as tomorrow. So this is really, really good news when it comes to the whole debt ceiling, and hopefully the stock market won't go crazy tomorrow. But if it does go crazy, hopefully it goes up and not down. But what we're looking at here and what they're trying to work out, they're only 70 billion. I know I say only 70 billion, but when it comes to the federal government, you know, 70 billion is really not that much. But they're 70 billion apart. Okay. So what they want to do, and this is something that I think is interesting, and this is another way of kicking the can down the road, but they are not going to specify where the cuts are going to come from. And so basically what they're saying is we're going to revert back to 2022 spending, but we're not going to specify each agency and how much those agencies will be cut. We'll basically have a pool of discretionary spending, and you can spend it how you want. It's basically what they're saying here. So interesting way around. When you look at it, it is kicking the can down the road because realistically, if you're setting a budget, you should itemize where the money is going. You should know where the cuts are coming from. But if you're just saying, okay, you have a certain amount, what if you spend that amount? Now you have agencies that don't have any money left over. What are you going to do? You're going to have some type of emergency funding coming through just to keep keep these agencies going. So it is a way of kicking the can down the road. However, when we're talking about the debt ceiling, they need to raise the debt ceiling. So if you do need to kick the can down the road, this is the time to do it because raising the debt ceiling right now is more important than this whole budget talk that they're talking about right now, which, like I said, they're going to be talking about this again in September. So there might be even more cuts in September. So we'll have to see if that's the issue. And President Biden, he's saying here, I don't believe the whole burden should fall on the backs of middle class and working class Americans. And so that's what he's saying. That's pretty much what he's been saying this whole time when it comes to these cuts. These cuts are going to affect middle class, working class, poor. Those are the people who will really be impacted by these cuts, as well as if they don't raise the debt ceiling, it will have a very similar impact on middle class, working class, and the poor. So the wealthy, I guess you could say, if the stock market crashes, wealthy people will suffer as well. I think every American will suffer in that situation. But I definitely think that the middle class, working class, and poor will be affected the most if we can't get something done. Now, Representative Hearn here, he is the one that's saying that it looks like they're likely to have something by Friday afternoon. So very good news when it comes down to it. So if they have this by Friday, and I just posted a video earlier today, and I brought up the calendar and kind of showed you guys, if they can get something done by today or tomorrow, they still have some time. They'll have to work over the weekend to actually draft this bill. So let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar here. And I just want to show you what I was talking about when it comes to where we are. So let's say Friday, they are able, so tomorrow they're able to go ahead and get this bill, get this agreement. It'll be a verbal agreement. Then they'll have 2 days to draft the bill up. So if they can draft the bill up on Saturday and Sunday, then we would be looking at a holiday on the 29th, so Monday, but they can introduce that bill on the 30th in the House, and then they'll have the 72 hours. And so this is June 1st here. So that would push us right into June 1st. Now, what they could do realistically is they can go ahead and draft the bill up, and then on the 29th, even though it's a holiday, we all have email, we all have access to information, so they could put the bill out on the 29th, just so all the Congress people will have the ability to take a look at the bill and read it over, so they'll have that 72 hours. But it's going to be very important that they get the 72 hours. That would be the best way to go about it, because then they can vote. They can vote late on the 31st. Okay, so they don't have to wait until June 1st. And so we'll have to see how they handle it, but that's kind of what we're looking at right now. But definitely, and earlier when I was talking, I said today would be great if they could get a deal today, but the 26th, tomorrow, Friday, they really need to have something in order to move this forward without doing some type of an extension. So the 11th hour, we know how Congress works, and so it looks like they'll get to this point tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow afternoon we will hear that a deal's been reached, verbal agreement, and then they'll get a bill and raise the debt ceiling, something they should have done a long time ago. But it is what it is. This is what we have when it comes to Congress people. And I mean, we have to pay attention to this and remember this when you go into to vote for these politicians. They are just wasting time. They're wasting time, and it's costing the American people money. And I mean, the stock market yesterday didn't look too good. The stock market today was really rocky. And it's these are things that are man-made. These are things that are manufactured. This whole crisis that we were looking at for the last couple of weeks, it was all manufactured, and they waited until the last minute, and now it looks like they should have a deal by tomorrow. Now, if they don't have a deal by tomorrow, we're going to be in some serious trouble, so we'll have to really pay attention to that. If you guys have any questions, post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.